Another year, another hatching tide. And a small amount of my sanity is lost again.
You still have sanity?
Yeah, you're right. Fair point. Anyway, hello once again, everyone, and welcome to the Sanctuary. Once again, we're playing Final Fantasy XIV Online, and at the time of this recording, it is the beginning of Hatching Tide 2025. Alongside me for the ride are, of course, Arya Stormborn. Lord Fyrax.
I am the bunny.
And Corlash.
Your sanity has been long gone.
You're telling me. Anywho, we're not gonna waste any more time. For those of you who are just joining us in this and don't know what Hatching Tide is basically the spring/Easter event for Final Fantasy XIV. Not much else to say about it, aside from the fact that this is going to be most likely a very short episode. But with that being said, let's not waste any more time. We're going to talk to Jili Aliapur and complete the quest in pursuit of excellence. Fucking egg puns. Let's just get this over with. Hatching Tide is upon us once more. I hope the season finds you in excellent fettle. Oh my god, this is gonna be the entire episode. Fucking egg puns.
And they're punishing you.
Fuck all y'all.
And you deserve it.
Anyway. For my part, Chris, it is an absolute pleasure to see you again. While I have your attention, allow me to expound upon the nature of this year's festivities. Hatching Tide has its origins in the days before the seventh Umber Calamity, when 12 sages of an era past appeared before me in a startling vision. I have been visited by such dreams ever since, and this year was no exception. I saw...
Don't you mean exception?
Fuck all y'all!
Exceptional.
You married me.
Anywho, I saw a great mass of eggs as vivid as those before you now, borne aloft into the heavens.
Great massive eggs.
You do not see what Arya is doing next to me.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they have imagination.
Yeah, let them rot for all I give a shit. Continuing. Making dreams manifest has never failed to lend wonder to Hatching Tide before, so needless to say, I intend to bring my latest vision to life. Speaking of which, the eggs I commissioned ought to arrive any moment now. Go ahead, Arya.
Oh, Julie, it's a disaster. My car tumbled over en route. Thankfully, the driver... See this? Eggs.
Good heavens! I'm glad to hear the poor driver was unharmed, but without the eggs, how are we to breathe life into my dream?
Don't worry. I'll simply fashion some more eggs myself. Though, to create the quantity required will take time, and we're already facing at least a minor point.
If only I could assign someone to help you. Alas, the other dreamers are busy enough as it is. I must see to the schedule alterations myself. But wait, Chris! Perhaps you'd be willing to lend a hand.
Wonderful to see you again. Knowing what exemplary assistant you are gives me cause for hope. If you're happy to help, that is.
I would rather have
No.
1,000 shards of flaming glass forcibly shoved through my colon.
You know, I do think it'd be an excellent idea for you to help.
I swear to Jesus. I can't. I can't with these fuckers. I can't. I can't.
He's taking.
Can't help.
Nah.
Thank you.
Nah.
The first order of business will be procuring more of the necessary egg supplies from the merchant. Our supplier should be in the market. He's a burly fella. So he difficult to spot. We can only hope he has enough stock.
Okay, let's get moving.
Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da.
Alright, where is this fucker?
He's
he
over
is.
here.
Found him.
Thinking of a good
There's an
yoke.
Arya, and Corlash is ahead of us, I guess. Or no, here he comes. Ah, you're the dreamer who was there before, ain't you? Right, old mess, to be sure. Paid them all out of the supplies you need, though.
Oh, is there really nothing you can do for us?
Well, I do have some dirty old odds and ends. Surplus wares. That might be of use. You want them, they're all yours. Might not be exactly what you needed, but I'm sure you can cobble something together with these. Storage fees were eaten in to be I mean, I'd rather see them put to good use.
When I ordered the initial batch of supplies, I remember thinking what a kind fellow he was. He certainly proved me right. Any road, we better take stock of what he's.
Watch it be a whole load of bullshit.
Let's see. This letter looks durable. Some metal springs and rings. That could do for some of some sort. And these lengths of timber could cut down to a more portable size.
Ooh.
I think the herbs and resins are used to concoct water repellent ink. Never tried myself, but there's always a first time for everything. Like that, there's plenty of bits and bobs. We should have no trouble when it comes to decoration. Unfortunately, we won't be able to recreate the ex-Chili saw in her dream with these. We can make something far easier to get off the ground, though. They're aerosols. The trick will be making them look eggy enough.
Eggy enough, huh?
Yes.
Yep, Eggy.
Eggy.
Any rounded object looks like an egg from far enough away. It's science!
It's science, yo.
I see. We can mimic the shape of the egg with a canopy. And add some seasonally appropriate patterns for the outer shell. I can picture it.
So can I. Looks really stupid.
Pencil first. Or standard. just the two of us, production will take far too long. So we'll need to enlist further help, just as I did with you. Fortunately, the guild artisan should be less likely to balk at a request for parasol parts than a rush order for a myriad eggs, particularly if we supply the materials. That is first-hand visit to the Leatherworkers Guild. I'm sure they'll be able to transform our leather into something fit for a canopy.
Yes. Let's go to the Leatherworkers Guild.
Well, Jiva has crafted a lot of stuff out of worse, so...
Yeah, fair enough.
Chris, kind of funny. I was looking over my skill deals,
Yeah.
and I have cleric stance equipped.
Wait, Kay, what? You
Yeah,
you still have cleric stance on your fucking cross?
Yep.
Holy fuck, dude!
Yeah, right there.
I don't think Arya even remembers cleric stance.
What's cleric stance?
Okay, so this yeah, she doesn't. Okay, so this was way before you even considered started playing. Like literally, cleric stance was one of the things you kind of had to monitor as a white mage. And basically either you had cleric stance on and you were doing DPS, or you had it off and you were doing pure healing.
It was combat cleric.
Pretty much.
It actually still lists what it does. Swaps intelligence and mind attribute rating while increasing magic potency by 10% and healing magic potency by 20. Ends upon reuse and can't be used in PvP areas.
Just a blast from the past right there. Let's talk to Java.
Yeah.
Ah, if it isn't Chris. You must be the adventurer assistant Donato spoke of. She was just informing me of your plight. Many of our apprentices are looking forward to the Hatching Tide celebrations. You shall have the guild's aid. Although, I'm afraid we lack some of the resources needed to work your leather into parasol canopies. The material is water resistant to a degree, but nevertheless porous. Untreated, it will degrade over time and begin to rot. But our stock of coating is perilously low at the moment.
If it's a water repellent you're after, say no more. We just happen to have the necessary ingredients, so I can see to its preparation. In the meantime, would you take this timber over to the Carpenters Guild and request they craft it into a parasol frame? We can meet up at the Black Rabbit Trader's stall anon.
Okay. First things first. Yeah.
I don't want to go see Beatine.
Well, sorry to tell you, Toots, but you're stuck on it.
We must go see the creepy weirdo.
Off to the Carpenters Guild.
Isn't that what I said?
We're off to see the wonderful Wizard of Wood.
And he knows how to use that wood. Where is he?
Here she comes.
To save the day?
But let's talk to Beatine. Why do you stand there like a frightened school child? You need something, speak. Parasol frames. A task not beyond your own skill, no doubt. Would the imminence of the holiday not force you to comprise their quality? You have done well to seek aid, Chris. You shall have it. The younglings in the acorn orchard await the festivities. For their sake, no effort will be spared in the Parasol's preparation. We shall commence work right away. Let your associates know that the Carpenters Guild has the matter in hand.
Whoa.
I'm glad they have the wood in hand.
I don't want to hear about him having anything in hand. Not enough that this thing in front of me looks like a giant...
Like a?
That I know it's supposed to be a statue, but...
It's a bird!
It does not look like a bird.
'Cause it's not finished!
Looks like a puppy.
All I'm gonna say is the base is not flared enough.
It's flared.
Not enough.
He's blunt, but he's got a point.
Oh.
It is flared equal to the middle. That is not enough.
So it's naughty.
Are you gonna hit Nanada so that I can speak?
Yeah, I'm getting to it. Here we go. All right, let's speak with Nanada.
I trust everything went well at the Carpenters Guild. I've just placed an order for the alchemical solution and a few other things besides. The next step will be to piece all the parts together in a prototype parasol. I'll bring the prototype over to Keely once I finish, so you can go ahead and wait with her.
Okay, back to Miketos. All right, there's Jilly. Here comes Arya. And Corlash is bringing up the rear. All right, let's do this. Welcome back, Chris. You'll be pleased to hear that I've adjusted the schedule to accommodate our little mishap, and all is set to proceed. How fare the eggs? Substituting parasols for eggs? What a wonderful idea! I can hardly wait to see when Nanata cooks up for the prototype. Though wait we must. All right, let's continue with, dare I say it,
Exceeding expectations.
You just don't get the yoke.
fuck all y'all.
Yep.
And I am your wife.
Anywhoozy, let's get to it. Nanata will surely be along any moment now.
Sorry to keep you both waiting. Allow me to present you with the very first Archon Egg Parasol.
What a fine example of ingenuity! It's magnificent!
I'm so glad you approve. With your blessing, I'll begin producing more to distribute.
In the meantime, we find ourselves at a loose end. But we cannot let Nanota outstrip us in hatching tide spirit. There must be more that we can do. Perhaps we can drum up a crowd with the promise of gifts? But of course! We ought to promote our newest addition to the festivities. If we tell even a few Gridanians that these gorgeous accoutrements will be available for those who celebrate with us, word will spread of its own accord. With that in mind, I shall keep mine unfurled and on display. You use your adventurer instincts to identify those most in need of egg-themed accessories. All right. Let's speak with Jilly. The market is always busy. Let us look for potential celebrants there. Jilly is now accompanying you, and we've been through so many escort quests, I'm not even gonna go into the spiel. All right, we got a talking point. What does Geely have to say? We dreamers are responsible for all the decorations you see throughout the city. Take that basket over there. For instance, I came up with the idea and Nanota worked her magic to create the final product. Interesting. All right, let's talk to the egg appreciator. I say, madam, you must tell me where I might acquire a resplendent parasol like unto your own. At our hatching tide event, of course. How about it? Will you join us at the amphitheater? I'd be delighted. The true connoisseur of eggs, both decorative and edible, I attend annually in hopes of glimpsing ovoid perfection, and this parasol surpasses my very imagining. Such elegance, such egginess. I feel like I should have done that in Sir Pentius's voice.
I'm really glad you didn't.
Why? Because you would have blushed like a freaking schoolgirl like you did back at Comic-Con?
Shut your hole.
Oh, we'll be sharing that in a future highlight. Trust. Anyway, continuing. Egg appraiser? Why, that parasol is an absolute delight. It's not often you see that level of craftsmanship paired with such decorative flair. This might be the finest egg-inspired apparel I've ever seen. Might I ask who is responsible for this masterpiece? The Leatherworkers Guild, the Carpenters Guild, Black Rabbit Traders, and our Dreamers all had their parts to play. And if you join us in celebrating Hatching Tide, you can receive one just like it. I should have known that the Guild's artisans were involved. If it means getting my hands on a parasol, I'd be more than happy to take part in the festivities. And last but not least, the egg enthusiast.
Yay.
Heavens above! Is that adorable parasol fashioned after an Archon egg? Exquisite, isn't it? Anyway, if you join us at the amphitheater, you'll receive one just like it. For years I have searched for a parasol as darling as an egg, getting sunburned and soaked by turns. And you offer me one free of charge? For years I have searched for a parasol as darling as an egg, getting sunburned and soaked by turns, and you offer me one free of charge. 'Tis a Hatching Tide miracle. I expect those three will tell all and sundry about our parasols. Our work here is done. All right, back to the market entrance. I think Aria went the wrong way.
Thought it was back close. The amphitheater.
No, back to the market entrance near the Leatherworkers Guild. Well, that went rather swimmingly. You clearly have an eye for egg connoisseurs. I shall go and see how many attendees have gathered at the amphitheater. Feel free to join us when you have a moment. And there's Arya doing the cutscene. All right, let's head back to the amphitheater. Coming, love. All right, Jilly. Look, Chris, isn't the sight of those parasols simply marvelous? Eggs held aloft, just as in my dream. We certainly did. Shall we officially declare this hatching tide a success? Hold that thought. You've yet to see half of it. Oh, whoops, wrong voice. My centaur? I'm not quite sure I follow. Quite a few of my customers have asked about your parasols. More than can comfortably gather here, in fact. Nevertheless, I took the liberty of handing out stock to those who came inquiring. With how many left my stall with a smile on their face and a parasol in hand, the whole city is awash in floating eggs. That's incredible! To think the parasols are bringing joy even beyond our celebration!
Wait, really? They're one and the same, aren't celebration spread across this board by a mix of floating.
You're right! I was intent on gathering people here, but the eggs in my dream were far too numerous to contain in one place. They were always meant to be seen far and wide. That our original plans met with misfortune was a blessing in disguise. But we've touched the hearts of more people than I dared to imagine. There's no doubt in my mind. This will go down as a hatching tide to remember. Black Rabbit traders shall continue distributing parasols to those who ask. They may be free of charge, but they're drawing business in spades. Nonalta told me how to assemble them, so I can prepare as many as necessary. Truly, where would we be without your ingenuity, Nonalta?
I couldn't have done it without our able adventurer. That reminds me, I have something for you, Chris.
My will to live?
I can't help that.
Nah.
This is the very second parasol I've ever made. After Julie's, of course. I thought it fitting you receive it.
Oh, joy. With eggs aloft across the city, all that's left is to enjoy the festivities. Your work may have finished, Chris, but Hatching Tide most certainly hasn't. And with that, we've completed yet another year of Hatching Tide. And we've unlocked the achievement, Problem Parasolved.
Bum.
All right, let's check this thing out. Where is it? Sort. There it is. The Archon Egg Parasol, which we can find in our collection. No, fashion accessories. That's right.
You'll get it eventually. This has got to be one of the more weakest of their events.
Yeah, I cannot deny that.
You're right.
Yeah, anyway.
Ooh.
Well, another hatching tide is in the books, and it's raining. Joy. Perfect timing there. Anywho, with that being said, the only other thing we can think of in terms of rewards is, oh, there are none. So.
It's just this.
It's just this. So, yeah, that's pretty much Hatching Tide 2025 in a nutshell. A bit of a damn squib, if you ask me.
I'm singing in the rain.
Mm-hmm. Have fun with that. Anywho, with that being said, that's going to conclude this seasonal episode of the Sanctuary and Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you all for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. If you're watching on Twitch, stay tuned for more. But if you haven't done it yet, be sure to hit that follow button if you like the place, and turn on notifications so you're informed of all live streams the moment they air. If you're watching on YouTube and you like the video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Click here to watch more. Click here to watch all of our seasonal episodes that we've recorded, and click here to watch the next seasonal event when it comes out, whenever it comes out. Until then, we'll see you next time.